sounds right. Or Apple does that. I don't know.
I gotta get the chat room link, right? Chat room, help us out.
Oh yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Unless I have it, I don't know. Oh, I wrote all these notes down yesterday. I hope that I didn't screw up.
That was impressive.
Thank you, but I just wanted to be ready to go. That's all.
Yeah.
Unless I have it, I don't know. Oh, I hear my stuff.
What?
I mean, myself.
Me, myself, and I.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna move the chat. I'm gonna move this here and this down here.
Oh, yeah, you got like a dual, triple screen setup, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Oh, I thought about doing something here that would be a little different, just to mix it up a bit, but I don't know why yet. You like your setup?
Yeah, it seems to be working.
You're like looking up, you're looking down, you're looking in, you're looking out.
Yeah, makes it more interesting, right?
Kind of. I don't know. I like the desktop space is nice. You know, you can have your different screens. And you don't have to minimize. Minimizing's for suckers.
Yeah.
Or, you know, one screen on top of another.
All right, I put that in the doc chat doc.
Oh, yeah, let's see what you got here. Oh, there it is.
Quickly.
I'm doing it. I don't know if we're gonna get anyone, but
oh yeah.
You never know. It's good to be prepared, right? Mm-hmm. All right, let's pop out the chat. Can you do this on Facebook too? I don't know if you ever want to, but
I am, yeah. I'm doing that now.
Do are we live on Google?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Maybe you should. I mean, Facebook. Have you ever thought about Facebook Live or whatever?
Tried it. Yeah, it's
any good?
It works, but I have to do something different with it to get it to basically work better because
you get it work better. Oh boy, we'll see how I go here. I'm not in a thinking mood right now, so I'm gonna try to just read everything here.
Either.
I try to drink all my beer before the weekend's up, so I don't drink anything on the weekdays.
Yeah, that's why I bought a full bottle of wine.
I think that's even worse.
Yeah.
That put me under. I don't know. Maybe not. Who knows? Do you think wine's better than beer?
Yeah. I mean, depends what you're
going. Like calorie-wise or just antioxidant-wise?
Definitely not calorie-wise, but that's funny because I did a search just before this on like the healthiest wines again.
Yeah.
And I don't understand the whole mentality about healthier automatically means less calories because that's
well, no, it's what you deem healthy. If you want something that's, I guess I probably got to preface that more. Like people think, oh, less calories is healthier. Not necessarily. And some people might think that both things are worse because alcohol is in it. But I guess there's sugar involved. Which one has less sugar? Which one has less carbs? It's what you want at the time you're asking the question, I think. I don't know.
But I guess that's our mentality. Our
yeah, it is our upbringing, if you will.
Well, I was gonna say our like diet Coke mentality, sort of.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, K's a big one of diet. You are too. Like just anything diet, soda wise, that's just the worst in the world. Like worse than regular.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's okay to get diabetes. It's not okay to get brain lesions and cancer.
Yeah. Show.
Unless you'd rather have diabetes, then it's whatever.
Not so much.
Wait, what? Baldish? What? Oh, do I have to do this now too? Oh. Rachel called me out on it last time. Like, oh, why'd you put that? Stupid Rachel.
Why'd you put that or why didn't? Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying to put a fun little tagline, and here she is. Oh, we're live. Whatever.
I'm not saying anything.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say nothing. I'm sure she's not on. She sleeps. She goes to bed earlier than I do.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Probably bed reading or something.
We can get going right away.
I'm not. I'll just put Tony down. Or Anthony.
You put Tony.
The default is Anthony.
Yeah. Do you want your last name on there?
My last name?
Oh no, your names?
I don't. Yeah, that's right. Was it last week? Did I have my last week? I don't know.
Now it's gone. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, is it okay? Some people do it, some people don't. I mean, are we big targets for like, I don't know, identity theft or whatever?
I don't know. Like, podcasters don't seem to care.
Mm-hmm. That's true. I don't care.
Anyway, all right, we'll get going, I suppose.
Getting the goes. Sure, we'll see how this goes.
It's October 8th. Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, steady 8. Boy.
Yeah. Okay. Good to go.
Okay.
Sure. I got. All right. In 3, 3, 2, 1.
Tech Beats.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Techies, the podcast about simplifying our lives one gadget at a time. I'm Shane. Oh, wait. Let me start. Did I say it's episode 71 already?
I don't know.
Episode 71, Sunday, October 8th, 2017. I'm Shane. And
I'm Tony.
is Tony.
I don't know if you were going to introduce me freshly.
Oh, yeah, good. I like that too. That's what Eric
Sure.
was on Wildernet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Should probably get back into that. I'll admit it. I haven't listened to it in a while.
No, that's fine.
I like to, though. I didn't know it was, I don't know.
Expect you to listen.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
Okay. Sounds good.
What's new with you?
Whew. What is new? What was this last week? Oh, not too much. Kind of getting the Windows 10 box, kind of using that as my primary now, more than the laptop. I don't know, I think I probably told you that.
Yeah.
Maybe a while ago. I know we're kind of all a bunch of Mac people, so it's going against the grain a little bit. But I don't know, it seems good. It's a fast system. I would always use the MacBook Pro because it was closer, but now kind of the wife is using that now, so I'm kind of going more towards that, kind of cleaning it up a bit, looking at it, seeing how I can make it more efficient, and dusting it off a bit. And there's nothing wrong with it. I just always use the MacBook Pro, but now it is a little bit more of my primary system. So nothing wrong with it. I know there's some people that really don't like Windows 10. And some people don't like Windows at all. I shouldn't say 10, but I think 8 probably made a bad taste in people's mouth. And XP as well. What?
You wouldn't say 10.
You wouldn't say 10. Maybe 8. I'm sorry, did I say XP before? I meant Vista. Vista and I think 8, 8.1 were kind of probably the not so good ones. Yeah. I think 10 is pretty good. I don't know. But if you're on the Mac side, I don't know. It's
better than
Mac.
8.
Yeah.
Better than 8, I suppose. That is all I have to say about it, though, really.
That's okay. You had 10 for a brief period of time.
Yeah, that is true. When
they gave it to you for free, and then you sold it.
Yeah. And I still can't believe I never upgraded my parents' computers.
Yeah. I mean, but then it's, and I somebody asked me this a while ago, and they said, should I upgrade? And I think if you're going to stick with and this is already too late, but I was thinking, if you're going to stick with your device, whatever's running XP, 8, or I think Vista, and you want to upgrade to 10, if you're going to stick with that device for a long time, then I say upgrade to 10. But if you're not, and you assume you're going to go to something else later, whether that be a Mac or another computer, then there's really no point. I think then you'll get a new computer and it'll have a new whatever on it. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of what my mentality. But I have to pay for Windows 10 now. I mean, it was free before. Sorry, we kind of missed the boat, guys.
Yep. That's true.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. It's good. But I don't know. What about you, Shane? Anything new with you?
Coming off of a fresh Packers win here.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, that's the most recent news. Other than that, I was at my cousin's wedding yesterday, and that was a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. May or may not have had a quantity of alcohol at some point.
Dabble in that alcohol. The art of alcohol. It's nice.
Yes.
I've never tried it.
What's that?
I've never tried drinking before.
No? Haven't tried
Yeah.
that?
I don't know what that's all about. I don't get the lure.
Not no surprise, I'm sure, but did not do my 20-mile run I wanted to do today. Don't know
There's
how-
always tomorrow.
Yeah, sure.
I suppose weekdays are probably a little bit harder than
Take off
weekends.
the day or something.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Really would like to do that marathon next weekend.
It's next weekend? Oh, boy.
I think
You can do it. Just pretend you're, on one of the trails that you always run on, and don't think about it. Just do what you normally do.
yeah, we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, look, you're almost done. See, I knew you could do it.
All right, well, let's talk about some news.
Yeah.
News.
Well, I'm going to preface this here by saying I originally saw this on this Johnny B Tech or something, and it's weird because I think he just lists a bunch of articles from other sites. He's probably kind of like Boy Genius Report that way, but
Oh yeah.
but in Apple News, it made it look like he wrote the article and everything, and it didn't, for some reason, through Apple News it wasn't even citing the source, which turns out was Tech Radar. And although I guess I'll give credit to where I found it from initially, which was that Johnny B Tech, I believe that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So the title of this here article reads, Android phone makers set to follow Apple's lead with Face ID. And this is according to noted industry analyst Ming-Chi Kuo.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, do you know this guy?
Minji Kuo. No, I've just heard that word before.
Really? Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, is it a guy or no? I don't
know what it is, but I know on other podcasts, tech ones, I've heard that.
Okay. Well, according to individual, next year's tech, we could start seeing more advanced facial recognition following Apple's lead. And partially here because phone manufacturers over the last year here, I'm sure if you're into tech at all, you've heard the rumors about that Apple was trying to develop. Well, I guess this was true of most smartphone manufacturers, that they were trying to figure out a way to put the fingerprint scanner underneath the glass. I should say between the display and the glass, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And that didn't really work out. Apple kind of pulled the plug on that, gave up on it more or less, and then ended up going with Face ID. Well, now, that's something that other manufacturers are going to potentially start seeking out, which I wasn't sure if that would be the case, but according to this expert, that will apparently happen. I don't know. So this guy predicts stuff pretty well, or he follows trends. Apparently, yeah. Okay.
Well, I suppose the people or the tech podcasts I listen to, definitely this name comes up a lot. So,
True.
As in credible. So, but yeah, that's interesting. As Apple has sort of taken the lead, usually they like to see what the market does and how can they make it better. They're usually ones for not necessarily doing something first. They like to what they call do it right or do it better than anyone else.
Right.
So this is an interesting little take on it. But it's good that other people are doing it too. But with Apple, obviously their iPhone X or 10, or I don't know if you like one versus another, isn't out yet. But it'll be interesting to see how responsive that is when they come out with it. Because it really is. You want to get into your phone, whether it be the fingerprint, and I know a lot of other companies have done the fingerprint scanner. It was on laptops a long time ago, and you kind of have to swipe your thumb or finger down, and you have to do it a couple times. And Android phones, and it would just suck.
Well, I have a laptop too.
What's that?
I do have it on this laptop.
Well, that's true. And I really think that, and I not to be sort of an Apple fanboy, yes, I did just talk about Windows 10. So yes, I like to be, I like to try to keep it learn as much as I can about all of them. But I really did think that Apple was less responsive. I mean, or I should say more responsive. I mean, it was quick. You get into your phone, and we'll see how the Face ID works. So we'll see how it goes with people outside of Apple, or our companies, I should say. But
and part of the kind of reasoning here is that consumers are seeing 3D face scanning as more of a significant upgrade, which will ultimately lead to more of a sales boost. So clearly that is a good reason to go that direction.
Yeah.
And this also opens up the AR capabilities, like those weird emoji things.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I'll use it. The fad thing, I'll check it out. I'll try it once.
Novelty, I don't. Yeah.
I know that I'm not going to be.
I'll be like, and then it'll be like, all right, I just sent you a text. Here it is. Whatever. I'm done with it. I forget about it. Like, everything else.
It'd be more fun when they come out with apps, and they'll do this. I didn't really even think about this. It'd be way cooler when it's like a celebrity's face or something, when you can just manipulate.
Oh, yeah.
Or that could be awful. That could wind up being really bad for.
That's true. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I could see like that old photo speak app doing something like that, maybe. But we'll see. Apparently, manufacturers like Samsung are going to continue working on the under glass fingerprint scanner, and they do have an advantage there because they do manufacture OLED panels, so they can
That's true.
work a little more closely with that.
That's good. Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, I was actually a little surprised to hear this, because I think people are sort of poo-pooing the idea, or saying that other manufacturers have done this before. But then I was just saying earlier today, well, not really. I mean, not.
Yeah.
Well, I should say it wasn't. I guess I wasn't with you. I was during the game, but yeah, it's not that. I keep saying this, but no other phone manufacturer, to the best of my knowledge, has put a Connect on a phone, right? I mean, that's essentially what it is. I mean, the way they described it is. And if I'm wrong here, please write in and let us know. But yeah, they shine all those tiny millions of dots at your face. That's how they're able to do that depth and all that. And
that's right.
As far as I'm aware, this is a new thing, and that's why this article is talking about. The more advanced facial recognition is kind of the key there.
Yeah, and they were saying how it's like 1 out of 1 million or whatever for faces, versus I think the Touch ID was 1 out of 500,000.
Right. Yep. That sounded pretty exciting to me too.
Yeah, and I'm surprised, but they kind of said, if you have a twin, there's your point of failure there.
Yeah, well, that's what. Okay, I was a little bit confused because they talk about they made the joke about the evil. I still didn't know if that meant.
Yeah.
I guess that's what they were saying, but
all right. I have a twin. Do you think that'll work? No, they won't. Fraternal. Yeah. Yeah, identical twins. Yeah, fraternal. So yeah, if I'm gonna get that, it's not. Yeah, but anyway.
Right. Well, what do you got for?
Oh yes, this is a little bit of lengthy, but I'm gonna kind of go through it. It's just it's one of the first articles that came out from the Next Web, and it's everything Google announced at its Grand Pixel event, and I believe this was last Tuesday, which, what day of the week was that? Like the 3rd, I think, October 3rd. Anyway, they did come up with a slew of products, and I'll kind of give you a little synopsis of it. There's, I think, a little bit more out there now in terms of more details, but one of the first things they came out with was the Google Home Mini and Max. And I believe a year or two ago, they did come out with this Google Home, which is kind of like an Echo competitor. The Google Mini is the Echo Dot competitor. It's a small one. It's wrapped in fabric, kind of like the large one, which I think a lot of people think it's kind of like a I don't know, like a air purifier or something like that. It looks like, I don't know. But anyway, it comes in colors like charcoal, coral, and coal. And it's a spherical, it's like a disc almost, it looks like, for 360-degree sound. And you can broadcast the Google Assistant. And when you can combine this with a Google Home, you can kind of turn it into an intercom. So if you have a lot of these throughout the house, They were kind of saying like you could kind of like broadcast a message through everybody, like, you know, dinner's ready or something without really yelling it. So anyway, it starts at $49 and it'll be ready on October 19th. And the Max, which is the bigger one, again, wrapped in fabric or cloth. This one's a little higher up. It's positioned horizontally or vertically. I think you can kind of change that around a bit. I don't know if I've seen it. They didn't have a picture of this one, I believe. Well, they do. Actually, it looks like a giant square almost, or a rectangle. So you can kind of like either put it down horizontally. I see that, or vertically. It's got, it uses machine learning, which I think they call the Smart Sound Tech, to custom tailor how the speaker will sound in your room. So this is pretty much like you put this in your room and it kind of uses like, you know, machine learning, and however, I don't know how it does this. There might be some more detail on how to do this, but it's supposed to, you know, judge like the width and the height and the length, I think, of the place it's in and give you the best audio experience for wherever that location is. And this one comes in chalk and charcoal, and this launches in December. They didn't give a date, at least in this article, and it starts at, or it is $3.99. So that's kind of up there, but I think probably because of the machine learning and the quality of it. The next one that is on there is the Google Pixel Book, and when I first saw this, I thought this was really nice. Thinnest laptop, 10 millimeters thick, or 0.39 inches. 2.2 pounds. It's a convertible laptop, so you can kind of switch that screen around, and you can use it as a tablet. So there's your touch screen right there too. 16 gigs of RAM, and I think some of these options change. But the storage is 128 gigs, 256, or 512 gigabytes of storage. And they did announce the Pixel Book Pen, which is at $100 or $99. Anyway, this Pixel Book is $9.99 starting, but it will go up depending on what storage you want. And I think you can change the RAM too. I'm not sure if the 16 gigs is the minimum or if that's the max. But anyway, this will be, yeah, I think you can pre-order all this stuff now, but you'll be able to order it or buy it on 10/31 of this year, and it starts at, I think it just said $9.99. And then the big thing were the Pixel 2 and the Pixel 2 XL phone. And the Pixel 2 is a 5-inch display, and the Pixel 2 XL has a 6-inch display, and they're all OLED screens, or LED. And the Pixel 2, the colors, I kind of thought this was interesting. They're calling it Kinda Blue, Just Black, and Clearly White for that. I like how they have kinda in there. It's kind of nice. And then the Pixel XL, the Pixel 2 XL, that is just black and black and white. Pixel 2 starts at $649, and that'll be available on 10/19, and so will the Pixel XL2, and that'll be $849 for starting. And they're saying that the camera is better than the iPhone 8. I don't know, there's a camera website called DxO, and they did rate this camera better than the iPhone 8. They gave it a rating of 98, which is 4 points higher than the iPhone 8's camera. And I don't know if you've heard of that website, Shane, DxO. I did look at it a little bit. It looked pretty good, pretty legit, I should say. But I know that other people have, I think, kind of like not necessarily taking them, end all be all.
Did they say anything about the iPhone 10's camera by chance?
No, not yet. Not at least in this article, and I don't think I saw anything on the DxO site because it's not out yet, kind of. So I'm sure they're keeping that under wraps for a while. It'll be interesting to see if they do rate that camera as well, though. Anyway, dual pixel technology. They have a single sensor camera that recognizes multiple layers on a single pixel. And then this was a little jab at Apple. They said, unlike Apple, their best camera is on both phones, not just the bigger one. So that was something they you know, some.
Well, what about all 3 phones though?
What, 3 phones?
Yeah, it's 3 now.
Bruh. Oh, that, are you saying the 8, 8S, and 10? Is that kind of what you're
8 plus.
I'm sorry, 8 plus. Yeah. Yeah, that's, I don't know. That's what I think that's what they're just saying. 8 versus the 8 plus. I think that's what they just went with. They didn't go with the 10 yet. But I think the 10 and the 8 plus are almost the same, aren't they?
In terms of the camera.
Yeah, just the camera.
Well, I don't know. I was wondering that, but I mean the position is different. They do have the vertical stacking versus the.
That's true, and I think the aperture might be a tad different, but I don't know if it's substantial change. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, specs. You know, they got the OLED display, super fast charging, water resistant. They got the fingerprint sensor, so that's something they have versus, well, and I don't know if I should be comparing this to the, you know, the iPhone X, you know, because that's not out yet, so they don't have the Face ID. But you know, with Shane's article before, you know, that might come soon. But these are their new phones for this year, and they're still sticking to the fingerprint sensor. So nothing like that yet for Google Pixel. And you can get these in 64 or 128 gigabit hard drive or storage. What's that?
Sorry, just being a pain. Right.
That's all right. Anyway, so then the next thing that you can do is, and I don't know if there's buttons on the side of it or not, but you can squeeze the phone to bring up the assistant. And it should be able to detect intentional or accidental ones, or I should say intentional. Yeah, that's right.
Accidental.
Incidental. What?
Sorry, just reading your note about accidental.
Oh, accidental.
Squeeze things.
Yeah, you can squeeze it. So I think they're saying that's a better way to kind of interface with it and to bring up the assistant. So there's that. And the next thing, which I'm not too familiar with, was Daydream View. So they're just talking a little bit about how there's going to be, obviously this will work with Pixel. So there's going to be 250 VR titles. This is their, I guess, VR experience, but it's almost like the Google Cardboard, but this is a better experience where you put your phone in to a nice, I don't know what would you call that thing? That I don't even know. You put your phone into a visor in a way. It didn't really kind of go into
headset, I think.
Yeah, headset. That sounds good. So then, so yeah, 250 VR titles that are going to come out, and they're going to use more with YouTube VR. And then Pixel owners will get access to IMAX 3D movies for free. But then they didn't go into too much else about the Daydream in this conference.
I keep hearing day drinking.
Day drinking. Nice. The next thing is Google Pixel Buds. And
oh boy.
They're saying it's not an AirPod competitor, at least this article did, but I can't help but think it kind of is a little bit. But anyway, they are connected by, it's 2 earbuds that are connected with a cord or a wire. And it's kind of like neck buds, kind of like the Beat X is kind of my first thought in a way, but they do go in your ears. And there are buttons on it, so you can control the volume, the track, and there you have Google Assistant. So again, I feel like it is a little bit like how Siri is on the AirPods. But anyway, they got these controls on the right earbud. The only thing that's different is, I should say one of the things that are different are they do have a translation when you connect this with a smartphone, where you can, on the fly, it will convert. And they did do a demo of this where on the event where somebody was talking in English and somebody was talking in Swedish, and they were going back and forth, and Google Translate was translating it for it. And again, this is only with their Pixel Buds that they have this, and they can do, they said up to 40 languages right now, and it'll ship in November. Not a date that I have yet, at least according to this article, and it'll start at $159.
Reminds me of there's something called like a Babel fit or Babel fit. What is it? Babel.
Babel.
Babel. The Babel fish. Babel fish. Thing. Oh yeah, I think it's Babel fish from that movie, that book, that thing. You know what I mean?
Oh yes, I think I do.
Not Guardians.
The Guardians.
Hitchhiker's
No.
Guide to the Galaxy.
Hitchhikers. yes.
Yeah. The earpiece that's named after that reminds me of that. I think we talked about it on this very show.
Yes. That does sound familiar.
Translation. Earpiece.
Well, I think Skype has something going on too, where they're doing that. I mean, it's not like an earbud, so that's something that the Google Pixel Bud has. But I see how more and more companies are trying to do something like this. That's kind of nice. On the fly, like in real time. I like that. It's like the translator on Star Trek, where every alien race has something different, but they just kind of said, oh yeah, it's just the translators working in the background, so you hear what you need to hear.
Huh.
You think everyone's talking in English. I like how I'm sure it's just some sort of writing thing that
doesn't have any excuse for that.
Yeah. Just anyway, the last thing that they talked about was Google Clips, and it's a hands-free tiny camera, slightly bigger than one of the GoPros, and it uses AI to make clear shots and recognize subjects of images. Yeah, I don't know. It to me it sounds like a GoPro, but you can kind of clip it on wherever clips. But you can it says you can clip it onto different things. But I don't know. You can grab clips and snippets of moments in high res. They don't really go into exactly what high res was, but they did talk about Google Photos, where you can kind of put things in Google Photos, and you can kind of stitch different clips together, and make a big video out of it or something like that. They said coming soon. There wasn't a date on that, and it will be $249, which some people I've heard say, yeah, it's a good price. Other people are like, whoa, that's a lot. So I don't know. I guess it depends on if you're in the market for something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Some of this is good. They're trying to really keep themselves competitive. I think mostly with the Pixel phones for against the. I think this is more for the iPhone 8 than it is the 10. But and the Pixel Book looks really nice, but I don't know. I mean, how many applications there are for that?
Right.
So, but it does look nice.
Pixel Buds sound strange to me that they're not trying to be a competitor to the AirPods, honestly.
Yeah. They did say that I don't think this is available yet, but I thought I heard that it will have, like how the AirPods know when one of them is out of your ear and then it pauses or whatever you're listening to. I think that these Pixel Pods will know that, but they don't have it set up yet. Don't quote me on that, but I thought I heard that.
Pixel Pods sound better than Pixel Buds.
Oh, Buds. Oh, crap. I just said it wrong.
No, you made it better.
That's nice. I don't know. It all sounds good. And if you're definitely in this environment of Google everything, these might be something you might be interested in. I do see kind of the appeal for it, and having an all, like a Google only phone, like there's only Apple owns, the hardware and the software. I do see, the companies kind of go that way a little bit more now, or at least the big ones. I don't know. They see the value in that.
Pixel Bud sounds like an animated short about a couple buddies or something.
I'd like to see that animated short on SNL.
It's the pixelated animated version of Airbud or something. I don't
know. Andy Samberg to do that. Let's get him on here.
Also, this picture I'm seeing of them, it kind of looks like a stethoscope or something.
Yeah, it's interesting. They're different, but in a good way.
Yeah, why do you do the cord? That's the whole thing that.
I don't know. There's value to the cord.
There's value to the cord. Yeah,
there is. You don't lose it. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's totally not. I mean, it's not what people like the freedom. I mean, at least offer 2
I
hours.
really like the freedom of the AirPods, but I gotta say, when I was doing the lawn today, they were a little. I don't know what it was. I couldn't hear like the podcast I was trying to listen to.
Mm.
I don't know. I could barely hear it. I didn't have a problem. Maybe it was the podcast. Maybe they were having some issues with their sound, but I
Spoken
didn't
word
have a problem before.
too. Oh yeah, I don't know. Are you? Are they getting clogged up with wax or something now?
Yeah, that's another thing I don't like. I always gotta clean them like crazy because I don't like seeing
What are
that
you
stuff.
using? Because I use a alcohol and a cotton swab.
Yeah, that's about right. Either that or alcohol and Kleenex,
Oh really?
just to try to get the
Carbonation? Just kidding.
Oh, bath tissue. There. Ooh, snap.
Well, actually, I didn't say Q-tip. That's all. But
Oh yeah, that's true. Cotton swab. Typical shit.
I know I sound like a chump.
Mhm. Mhm.
So you
Yeah,
getting all
you're
these
good.
things? You getting all these things, Tony?
Yep, I got I pre-ordered everything. I don't know. The other thing is I couldn't find like the day that this stuff's supposed to come out.
Hmm.
Like I don't know. Like I just saw some of this stuff. Well, the 1019. Never mind. I saw some of that stuff, but yeah, like the camera. I don't know. That doesn't really appeal to me, and I don't know who it would appeal to. The clips. I guess if you're trying to do different things to throw up on YouTube, and it may be some sort of videographer. I suppose I could see that. Or if you're big into the GoPro lifestyle, is it a lifestyle? I don't know, or just hobby, I would say. What about you, Shane? Any of these appeal to you? I kind of saw that coming a mile away. But I see how some people, would want these, would be interested in something like this. So, but I don't know. And if it's just because we're so ingrained at Apple, I don't know.
Camera thing? I'm not sure.
What?
Doesn't sound. I was gonna say maybe the camera, something with the camera.
Well, do you have any? Well, you do have the Echo, but do you see? I mean, the Google Home that can definitely sync up everything that you have with, like, if you have Gmail, or if everybody lives in that universe with putting appointments on your Google calendars and stuff like that. Then I could see that. I don't know how it works with Alexa.
Hmm. Yeah, I barely use the Echo.
I know. I remember from last week. So yeah, this is also Google's competing with Alexa too. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I see anything. It's nice and new and everything looks great, but.
Well, thanks, Tony.
Sure.
How about we talk about some tech at least I feel needs improvement.
You know what really grinds my gears?
What grinds my gears today?
What's that?
This is a weird one, I'll admit, but I kind of like this little short and sweet sandwich section here. That
sandwich. Take a sandwich.
We're talking about. I don't know how you feel about this, Tony, but
I hate it. You're right. You bring up some good points. Yeah.
Dishwasher racks. I mean, I could say dishwashers in general.
There
They
could
don't
be.
seem to clean that well. Well, I don't know. How does your dishwasher work? Does it work? Does it work well?
It works. I don't know if it works well.
Still have to wait. Did you ever get that figured out? Do you still have to move your dishwasher from to the sink or whatever?
Yeah, it's called the portable one, or whatever they call it. Where I don't know like this. I don't know what it's called, and I saw this first at my wife's sister's first house, where they would move the dishwasher to the sink, and then you have a hose that hooks up to the sink for the water, and then you have a cord that plugs in for the electrical components of it. And before that, I never knew that these existed or this was anything big. I didn't know this was a thing.
Before I saw yours, I didn't know either. Before I saw yours.
But I guess this is a thing that some houses have, and apparently the one I bought was one of them. So they have this where we just connect it to the sink, make sure the sink lever, the sink is on, and then you plug the cord in, and then you just use the dials to turn the wash on like you normally would. I don't know if it's smaller houses or kitchens that are smaller or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it works, but it's still, you know, it's got wheels on it, so you wheel it over and then you wheel it back. It's not too big of a deal, but I guess it's, you know, your sink is sort of, you know, like non-existing. Like you can't use it because the dishwasher's in the way of it, you know, during that. But yeah.
Did my switch work? Did my cough switch work?
Yes, it did.
Or whatever you want to call it. It's just a little. It's literally just a switch right here. You saw it, right?
Mute button.
It's an actual switch. It's technically a switch.
You're a switch.
Thank you.
Oh,
The things that I don't like here the most, though, are really the racks, because it seems like you put plates in there, they want to topple over one way, and I don't know, they seem to lean at like a 45-degree angle every time I try to put in there. Bowls too, I don't know, does the same thing whenever I want to put them in there. And then that on top of, I don't know, because I feel like, and my mom at one point probably got me kind of worried about this, but if like pointing sharp things downward, I'm in fear of the like spinning blade at the bottom hitting them if they like stick too far through. But at the same time, you don't want them sticking up so that they poke yourself when you reach for them. That's, I don't know, that one's probably on me, but but yeah, the racks that you said you were gonna agree with that kind of. Do you find things just kind of fall over?
Yeah, I do. And I don't know if this is just me not caring. I just try to throw stuff in there as best I can fit it in. You know, I just did a quick search here on on YouTube. Load the dishwasher, and there is a lot of how-to videos on the proper way to load the dishwasher.
I just need to look there.
I don't know. I just thought of that right now. There's a lot, and I don't know. Some of these dishwashers look a little fancy, probably a little fancier than what I have, and some of them might be just quite, you know, whatever. But I know, I suppose the goal is to, you know, be as efficient as possible with, you know, your space and whatever.
Did you picture this one, or I just sent to you in the doc?
Yeah.
Did you get that?
Oh, yep. I see it here in the. What is this?
I thought it's let's just say it's a scene from Lebowski. Does anyone know around here?
That's nice.
Blank dishwasher. Yeah,
that's nice. I like it. Well, I feel like you always know somebody who's like, yeah, I know the person. Like, I guess I would. I've heard when at other family functions, just like, I know the proper way to load a dishwasher, or no, I'll do it. I know you're doing it wrong. And all right, full disclosure, yeah, I think my dad's one of them. He's like, yeah, he knows what he's doing, so he'll do it. But I'm not really thinking about him right now. I'm thinking of somebody else I probably shouldn't say, but we'll just say family members in general.
Me?
Just everyone. No, you don't know. I don't know that you know. I mean, you might know, you might not know. But yeah, people think they're experts at loading a dishwasher, and they might be, but I don't know.
And they might be. Yeah, I am not clearly, considering no matter what I do, they never seem to go in there how I want them to.
Okay.
I just feel like whatever those racks, the things for the plates, the pegs, or what have you, the wire
pegs.
I don't know what you call them. The things that actually hold the plates. The plates are
pegs. You nailed it with peg.
I don't know how else you do it, really. I mean, but you have to try to accommodate multiple types of
pegs.
Yeah, plates and bolts. But it just seems to be something I've always struggled with, and I can't seem to quite get them in there right. But again, maybe that's on me. Maybe this is just me.
Yep.
And I need to watch a YouTube video on how to load the dishwasher.
Take a chill pill. No, I don't know. Well, we could all probably benefit. I mean, people don't necessarily look this stuff up willy-nilly. Like, I don't know. All right, I might do that. Like, after this podcast, I might just say, hey, you know, it's been a while. It's never been. I've never learned. I've my dad and other people have shown me how to do stuff maybe once a long time ago, but I don't know. I'm a fan of learning stuff, so who knows? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we can mosey on along now to our XP boost.
XP boost.
Boost.
Today, Tony is going to be talking to us about the iPhone. The iPhone 8.
Suspense is killing me. That's right. Yeah. And I just wrote some stuff down here. But yeah, the iPhone 8. I did get the black 64 gig. I guess you could call it the space gray. Do they still do that? Although I feel like I remember when space gray was more gray than black. Like this is more black than space gray. But I think they're still calling it space gray.
They had space black for a while too. I mean,
Did
a while they did one.
I just remember one of them was more gray
The 5.
than black.
I think
Was
the
it?
5 called it space black.
And it was more gray though, right?
No, it was darker. It was darker than what they wound up calling space gray.
Oh, all right.
But
Well,
wait,
I like how it's black now, and I feel like the one I had, it might have been the 5. You're right. The 5 was, I don't know, maybe. Well, it had that weird. What was that? That weird backing. I don't know. The 6 was better.
yeah, that was like anodized aluminum.
It scratched like really easy.
But that's also what the sides of yours are what the edges of yours are basically like now, I think.
Oh yeah. With the anodized aluminum. Oh yeah, I could see that. Yeah, you're right.
And what the back of probably one of your previous phones or
Mhm.
one of the previous iPhones, similar, I'm sure. But
Could be, yeah. I don't know. When I first saw this, I kind of thought 4 because I really liked the 4, and I felt like the 4 had the black or the glass on the back and the front of it. And I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat room, or feel free to call in or email. But I like the heaviness of the 4, and I feel like I got that a little bit when I got the 8. And yeah, I went the 8. I had a 6 before. And I did say this at the end of the notes, but I can say it now. It really looks similar to the 7. If you have a 7 and you don't care about wireless charging and it works pretty well, I don't know if you really need to upgrade to the 8. I think it looks pretty similar. I did want to check out the wireless charging. I thought that's great. That is probably one of the best features I have right now that I use, and I just throw it on the bed, nightstand, I should say, when I go to bed, and it's fully charged. But I mean, I can kind of go some of these specs here. The 8 comes in gold, silver, and space gray, or I guess I'll call it black. 2 choices for the storage, 64 gigs or 256. And I did get rid of the jet black, which I might have tried this year. Just seen Shane's from last year. I did like the jet black. It did look nice.
yeah, it's weird. I'm sure they had their reasoning.
Yeah, I think that was I think that took a long time to process or to make. I think that was one of the holdups to get one of those. But anyway, it's still got the Taptic engine for feedback for the home button, or I guess you could call it a simulated home button. It's still there, but basically that makes it feel like you're pushing down on something when really nothing's happening. Yeah, it's still splash, water, dust resistant, and it's got a rating of IPS 67, which is about 30 minutes underwater up to 1 meter. Otherwise, stuff will happen if you don't take it out. Anyway, the camera, the back of it, 12 megapixel, 1.8 inch aperture, digital zoom 5x. I do have a little bit on the 8 Plus here, but I don't have one, so I didn't really write too much about it. But the 8 Plus does have a 12 megapixel camera too. They have a wide angle and a telephoto. Wide angle is their f-stop is 1.8, and a telephoto f-stop or aperture is 2.8, and they have a 10x digital zoom. And sapphire crystal lens cover, which I believe the 7 had, and even the 6 too. They have the live photos with stabilization, body and face detection, and Auto HDR for photos. They have a new image format, which I did see when I did, again, using Windows 10, you know, kind of putting some of those pictures over to Windows 10. I did see a new format called HEIF. I don't know if you heard of this, Shane, if you know this.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, it's a new format. They'll take pictures in that and JPEG. But yeah, it's one of their new picture video, and you won't know it unless you're looking at file extensions for the most part. Although I don't think Windows 10 really supports it yet, or that's kind of I think they'll just go to the JPEG of it. Front camera, 7 megapixel. Wow. My notes say 1080 p.m. Oh, anyway, 7 megapixel. It does 1080p video recording. It's got a f2.2 stop, auto HDR. It's got the time mode, the exposure control, burst mode, auto image stabilization, stuff like that. And then it does do the video recording of 720, 820, and 4K video at 24, 30, and 60 frames per second. And it's got digital X zoom. Oh, that's the iPhone 8 Plus, does digital X. Does 6, I should say digital X, but 6X digital zoom is on the 8 Plus. And it's got quad LED True Tone flash. And then the big thing that they even said on their conference was the slow motion video support for 1080p at 128 frames per second or 240 frames per second. I haven't tried any of that yet. I'm not much of a video person. Usually I'll just take a video, but I don't know if I'll do that. Maybe if I'm in a situation, I might try the 240. That'd be kind of interesting to see how that looks. And then their video formats HVAC or HEVC and H.264. They have the Apple A11 Bionic chip. The same brightness, which for the screen size, which is 625 CDM2 max brightness, and I did see that was the same as the 7, and I don't know about the 6 though. Again, no headphone jack, and they do have the Qi, or I guess it's spelled QI, but Qi wireless charging, which I find great. I don't know how fast it is. Some people ask me, what's the speed of them charging? I don't know. I put it on my bed at night, and in the morning, it's charged. No complaints there. I did get the Belkin Boost wireless charging pad, and that was $59 or $60. I'm starting to see some cheaper ones out there now. Maybe if I waited a little bit, I could have probably get one for like $20 or something like that. And who's to say I don't need one somewhere else? But for the most part, this has been working great for me. And I was gonna say something else, but I don't remember what. Oh, I did. I think the only bad thing is once I think in the middle of the night or whatever, I was looking at my phone just to check out what the time was, thinking I'd put it back on the charger, and I didn't. So I could see how that would be not necessarily the best thing. You're thinking it's charged, you wake up, you're down to like 20% or something. So that only happened once. I made sure that the little green light was on, at least on the Belkin one when it's charging. So it's pretty good to go with that. But that did happen once for me. So just make sure if you do touch it, make sure you just put it back on. And I didn't feel I had to put it in a certain spot or I had to finagle it a certain way for the charging. I basically just put it right on there, and it's pretty idiot-proof for the most part. So, pretty good. I don't know if there's anything I missed. Let me know. I think I'm sure there's a lot more that
I do want to correct myself on one thing, which is I was looking up some things, and it's ringing the bell now. The iPhone 5 might have actually been called Slate and Black, which I'm confused about. What I swear there was a Space Black, and I do see that technically the watches they call Space Black, which I didn't really realize. My watch is apparently Space Black, but it's weird because even though it says Space Gray for the iPhone 8, it does look to be closer to that color, as it might even look a little bit darker, which is kind of weird. Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I think the 10 comes in that same color,
Mm-hmm.
if I recall, because that's probably what I'm going to end up getting. And I have been waiting for it, so
Gotta be quick, but you can do it.
yeah, I mean, I gotta say, I keep telling myself I'm gonna try to look at maybe an Android device just to kind of check them out. Ultimately, I don't think that's what I'm gonna go with. I think nobody here listening thinks that either. But you know,
That's a good point.
gotta keep my keep an open mind, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but let's see. So it's models. What do they got here? I think it's. I know there's only 2 colors with the 10.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that is also a space gray. Yeah, but this looks to be the same color as your phone. So
Yeah.
yeah, cool. Well, you're liking it though so far?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm liking it so far.
Good.
Faster than the 6 I had. I felt like the 6 was aging on me. It was, and the battery was a little. Well, I wouldn't say the battery was too bad because I got a charger at home. I got a charger at work, so there's a charger in my car. So, but I didn't feel I really had to charge it a lot. But this one I really have to charge, so you can definitely see the battery.
Right.
But again, with the 7 and the 8 battery, similar. They even say that on Apple's website. You know, that's so. I mean, if you really want it just for the charging only, the wireless charging, you know, go nuts. But you might just think like, oh, I just got a 7. Oh, or I'm getting an 8, and I just got a 7, or I had a 7. You're not going to notice a lot. I don't believe. Subtle differences, small ones. You got that bionic chip, which is new, but.
Oh yes. Do you see yourself getting the dual wireless base when it comes out?
If I have more than just this iPhone, I could see it maybe. But right now, I just have the iPhone, so I really don't have a need. And then if you get the AirPods, then I got to get the and I do have the AirPods, but I would have to get another AirPod case for it. I don't know. I don't think they have the price on that yet. So I don't know.
I was kind of wondering if the next iPads are going to be wireless capable also. And
that might be interesting. Oh yeah,
because I could see it balancing on that base, at least that dual one.
You'd have to get a bigger one, maybe.
Yeah, but I think it would work better than like the one you have, you know, to try to.
Yeah, but even that one that they kind of talked about at their conference a month or 2 ago, or what was that? Yeah, it was about a month ago. Wasn't that just like a strip that was just a little bit? I mean, I guess you could balance it on, but for an iPad, maybe. I wonder if they would need something bigger. I don't know.
Maybe.
But I don't know. They don't do certain things in the iPad. Like, do they have the 3D Touch in those yet?
No.
Yeah. I don't know if they will, but is that a different panel of LCD or LED?
You're talking about the iPad Pro, I suppose, on one of our next XP boosts here.
Well, that's true. You got the big shooter one.
Well, it's the smaller one.
Big shooter.
4 gig model.
No, don't say that. Maybe. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. I don't see me changing anything anytime soon. I think it's a solid, great phone. But if you're looking for the 10, good luck. Hopefully you'll get it in November 3rd.
Yep.
Change to it.
Con.
That's right. Holla. Apple Store. Road trip.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
All right. Well, thanks, Tony.
Yeah.
To write in to our show, send an email to techthespodcast@gmail.com. We're on Facebook. We're sort of on Twitter. I keep sort of denoting that, even though, I don't know. I don't use Twitter too often. You've probably noticed, and that's probably not the best thing. But yeah, Twitter is just starting to find it less and less useful. I think a lot of people are.
Yeah, I suppose the best way is to probably email us at techkeys@gmail.com.
At Techkeys Podcast, though, is that's Twitter and Facebook, I suppose. Facebook.com/Techkeys Podcast. And yeah, you can find us. You can watch and listen to us on iTunes. If you search for Techies Podcast, you can find us there. And our website. Well, did I mention the website? Website is niceguyNetwork.com/techies. We're on Alpha Geek Radio and Stitcher, and we're generally recording still at Sundays. That's today, Sundays at 6-7 Central on Nice Guy Network YouTube channel. That's another one you might have to search for, or just go to our website. You can find Tony. Maybe if you want to try to find him on Twitter, try to get him to use it more. That's at Why Not Big T. And I am at Shave Mad Ox. And I think that'll about do. Anything else you want to talk about, Tony?
Yeah, I think that should about do it.
That should about do it.
I'll do it.
Thanks, Tony. Thank you all for listening. It's been a real pleasure. And until next time, Tech is E.
Try again.
Game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have some work to do because I realized partway through that it wasn't recording.
Oh boy.
You don't want to hear this now. So I'm hoping I can just extract the audio from YouTube.
There you go. I hope you can too.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I was almost going to freak out and say, we need to stop everything. But then I was like, maybe I can just do that.
Just do the YouTubes. In a world. Ooh, you did a good one. Look at you get your smart water.
Yeah, with my Coke.
Smart Coke.
Yeah, true story.
Thanks, honey.
Yeah.
So what are you thinking about? I don't know. Did you catch my little text about Friday?